So I'm actually going to pull up the circular flow model and search up a better diagram of it so that I can kind of circular flow model. So I can like show you guys and quickly just walk you guys through it real quick, since it does have to do with GDP, but it's more just, oh, hey, it's another important macroeconomics topic that we're going to quickly go over before we move on to talking about something else. And so can I find an easier, okay, I actually like this one. So give me 1 second to pull this up. Okay. And also, if you guys are comfortable with turning your cameras on, that'd be great, just so I know that you guys are here and paying attention and not talking to a black screen. Thank you. But only if you guys are comfortable, of course. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you in regards to the circular flow model. And let me get out my little pointer. And so what the circular flow model is essentially talking about just how the flow of goods and services kind of go. And on the other hand, right, how money kind of goes. And so we have two different markets that we're going to talk about, which in this case is the factor market, as you can see here, and then the product market. And I think the factor market is, so we also call the labor market, but I might be wrong. And so there are two markets that we're going to be dealing with. And also there are two sides of the spectrum that we're going to be dealing with, because we have the businesses, right? We have the firms, we've talked a lot about those. And then we also have the households. And so this is like your average consumer. This is like you and I. So you have the firms and then you have the households, right? And so what's essentially going on is that it's a flow about like, oh, hey, through these different markets, from household to business and business to household, how exactly are goods and services distributed? How exactly is money distributed? And so that's what the circular flow model is, because everything keeps going in a circle. And so let's just start from, let me see what's a good place to start. I would say let's start from households. So if we're talking about just your average consumer, right? The people who are, making money, living in these households, and then, obviously wanting to purchase other things as well. What households provide to the factor market or to businesses is that they are giving land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, right? So these are resources. This is something that we talked about probably like the first class, honestly, the first or second class. And so what households do is that they're giving land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship to businesses. So they are giving businesses essentially the resources that they need to produce whatever they want to produce, right? And so that's why we call, through the factor market, that like those resources get changed into just factors of production, essentially. And so that's how they're able to, hire workers, to be able to, sell whatever products that they want to sell or services that they want to provide. So the factor market is essentially whatever households is providing to businesses. Think about it as just, this is more of like the resource market. Yeah, so this would be also called the resource market. And so it's essentially households giving resources to the businesses. So that's on one end, right? And by the way, right now we're just looking at the inside of everything. We're going to talk about the outside circle, which you can see it's going in a different direction, but we can talk about the outside circle afterwards.